Hello, everyone, and welcome. Why don't you come on in and gather around the campfire with me? I've got a wonderful story for you today, all about a little game of dress up and a very, very silly trick.
So, to get our story started, let's think about something for a second. Have you ever played dress up? It's a blast, right? But what happens when a game of just pretending goes a little too far? Well, that is exactly what our story is all about today.
Okay, so our story begins on a sunny day in a big, green, beautiful jungle. And it's all about this clever but oh so mischievous jackal who had a bit of a naughty plan cooking in his head.
He was just minding his own business, trotting along, sniffing the jungle air, when suddenly his eyes caught something kinda weird lying there in the grass. He stopped right in his tracks. What could that be?
So he crept closer, super quiet, one little paw in front of the other. At first, he was a little spooked, but then he realized what it was. And as he looked at this big, furry lion skin, a naughty little idea started to pop right into his head.
Ooh, I know, he thought. I'll put this on and pretend to be a lion. So he slipped right into the lion's skin, and wow! Suddenly, he didn't feel like a small jackal anymore. He felt big and strong and really, really brave. He was totally ready to go scare all the other animals. And just like that, the jackal's strange game began. His little prank was about to cause a great big stir all through the jungle. So he heads over to the watering hole, where all the other animals were hanging out getting a drink. They took one look at him, saw a big, scary lion, and whoosh, they scattered. Rabbits hopped away, deer bounded into the trees, and monkeys shrieked as they scrambled up the vines. He was having so much fun. He laughed and did a silly little dance right there in his lion costume. He chased the other animals, not to hurt them, of course, but just to see them run. In his head, he was the king of the jungle now. Well, it didn't take long for stories to start spreading. The animals whispered to each other, "Hey, have you seen the lion? I think he's gone mad." Another one said, No, he must be possessed by a ghost." But they all agreed on one thing. This lion was acting super strangely, dancing around and bothering everyone for no reason at all. But as the jackal got bolder and bolder with his little prank, he was about to make a huge, howling mistake that would give his secret away completely. He was having the absolute best time. He spotted this really clever fox and decided she would be the most fun to scare. He chased her through the trees, and in all his excitement, he totally forgot that he was supposed to be a big, quiet, roaring lion. He got so excited that he opened his mouth wide to let out a mighty sound. But instead of a roar, what do you think came out? His usual jackal howl, ha ha! The fox skidded to a stop. Her ears perked up. Wait a minute, that wasn't a lion's roar. Hearing that, hwah, hwah, the clever fox knew right away that something was not right. She knew that sound very, very well. And just like that, the jackal's secret was out. The game was over, and things are about to get pretty tricky for our little trickster. The fox wasn't scared anymore, not one bit. She spun around, probably put her paws on her hips, and looked right at the lion. "Aha," she said, "so it's you, Jackal. Your little trick is up, and I'm going to tell everyone your secret." Oh no, the jackal's fun was definitely over, and his heart just sank. He turned to run, but it was way too late. The fox started shouting, "Everyone, come quick! The scary lion is just a silly jackal in a costume." Once they knew the truth, the other animals were really mad. I mean, they had been so scared. They all gathered around the jackal and made sure he understood that tricking and scaring them was just not okay. They taught him a lesson he would never, ever forget. Feeling very, very sorry for himself, the jackal took off the lion's skin. He finally understood that what he thought was fun had caused a lot of trouble. He looked at all the other animals and promised that he would never, ever try to trick anyone like that again. So what can we all learn from this jackal's big mistake? Well, every good story has a special lesson, or as it's sometimes called, a shiksha. And the shiksha of this story is a really important one. It teaches us that no matter how hard you try to hide it, the truth always has a way of coming out. And it also teaches us that if you cause trouble for other people, well, there will always be consequences. So let's break that down into a few key things to remember from our story tonight. First, it's always best to just be yourself. Second,
Pranks that scare or hurt other people, they're never actually funny. And finally, always remember, you can't hide the truth forever. It'll find its way out.
And that leaves us with one last thought to carry with you as the campfire embers start to glow. Think about this for a minute. When is it most important to be true to yourself, instead of pretending to be someone you're not? Thanks for listening, everyone.